Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time stopping in. If you are new here, I'd like to tell you I am an author and a deck creator. I have written 2 books. The first book is called The Self-Worth Path, which you can find on Amazon, and my most recent book, Unlocking the Tarot, which was published by Llewellyn just last year. I am proud of both of these projects, and I have created tarot decks. So I have put out last year the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. This is the standard and the mini size. These are both available on my Etsy shop. And most recently, my wife and I collaborated to create the Sassy Dragons Tarot. So these are currently on their way to my fulfillment center in the US, and then these will be available in my Etsy shop as well. So if you're curious about any of the things that I've created, you can find links to everything in the description box down below. Today we are talking about the Cosmic Cycles Tarot. I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of this beautiful independent deck that was created by Martina Razzo and Miriam E.G. The back of the box says that this is a modernized deck. It features the pages, knights, queens, and kings as characters teaching the language of tarot. Through their interactions, they create lifelong friendships and memorable experiences. I had been curious about this deck for a very, very long time. Now, this is the pink edition. There are multiple editions, there's like 2 price points. So this was the like fancy version, I guess, but it said pink edition. It had pink edges, and that's what I had to get. One of the reasons that this deck intrigued me is because it has a narrative element to it, I think. We're going to find out if that narrative element exists in the guidebook. As you know, I love a narrative tarot. That's how I designed Unicorn's Journey, so that the deck would tell a story from start to finish with a single main character to help you get to know the tarot better. And I'm wondering if Cosmic Cycles did something similar, if they approached the storytelling elements differently, that sort of a thing. So I've got my coffee. This is the first thing I'm doing today. We're going to go through it. This may end up being a deep dive. It may not. That's sort of an organic process that will come about depending on how much I end up talking about every single card. But I do like talking. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a peek inside. We're going to look at everything. We're going to walk through the whole thing. Oh, and sorry, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. And we're going to do a little bit of customizing because with the pink edition, I got this little packet. Let's open this up actually. And in here, first of all, there's a lovely print with some gorgeous gold foiling. And there's some other cards, like some alternative versions of cards. I don't remember off the top of my head which version of the cards came first, which came second, but I think these are kind of in order. Yes, for how we will encounter them. So as we go through the deck, we will look at these alternative cards and I'll pick which one is going to stay in my deck. So when you get this, it comes in a magnetic wraparound box. This is my favorite style of box. I don't know how I feel though about this hybridized situation inside. I love this little ribbon pull for the magnetic part, but it's like a bag inside a box, and like the bag is super cute. It's got little pink tassels. It is like a velvety bag. I think it's even lined. Yeah, it is lined with a satin type fabric. And so they've sized the box to accommodate the guidebook and then also the deck in a bag. But if you don't have the deck in the bag, and you put this in here, you can see there's quite a bit of room. I don't love that. Personally, for me, I would have preferred this to be kind of opposite land, where the book and the cards were the same size, and the box was sized to fit, and then this whole works could have fit inside of the bag. So the bag a little bit bigger, and all of this stuff a little bit more snug, so that we could put the whole thing in here. That's just my personal thing, because the way that I tend to store my decks is I hang them on the wall in their bags. So for example, this bag, in their boxes, in their bags. So this bag has my Reclaim Oracle in its box, right, inside a bag. Now, I'm spoiled because my wife makes all my bags. She has an Etsy shop, which is also always linked down below. But it makes me a little bit spoiled for what I expect to see in bags. Now, that being said, though, I think this bag is super stinking cute. So depending on how I end up feeling about the guidebook, because I don't know that the guidebook is going to fit, we'll explore. Anyway, depending on how I feel about that, I may just hang it in this bag, which I think I would like to do since it matches the deck so perfect. We're going to get into all the production things. There is a little certificate of authenticity in here with a deck number, which is always great to see. And so that's just going to live in the bottom of my box. And then the guidebook, like I said, is a little bit bigger than the card size, like that, and has full color illustrations. The print size is pretty big. So I definitely feel like it's great because it's easy to read, but I do feel like that we could have sized this down that the creator could have sized this down to be a tarot-sized guidebook without too much trouble. The biggest issue would be the thickness, because the book is about 250 pages, and I believe you usually need them to be a little bit less pages than that for deck-sized. But anyways, okay, that's a lot of babbles. But regardless, it's a chunky guidebook. The cards themselves have a beautiful matte laminated rose petal finish with this gorgeous pink holographic, I guess it's not hollow, it's just a pink. It's a pink foil stamping that frames the back of the card and then also is on this moon design here in the back. And then the sides are also edged in a gorgeous matte purple. It's not a shiny purple, so it's not the kind that's going to hurt your hands. It feels very, very, very similar to the, yeah, this feels like very similar. Ooh, our colors are very compatible to my little Unicorn's Journey Tarot. So it feels like the same sort of texture. So if you have UJT, you would know this is going to be a similar texture. So let's get the cards out. Cardstock wise, it feels like it's a nice bendy cardstock. It's not that super thick indie. In fact, I would venture to say this is probably, I'm going to actually pull out my UJT standard. I think this might be the same style cardstock weight wise. Let's just check here. Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure, oh, well, yeah, because these are laminated. I'm pretty sure these feel the same weight-wise. So UJT and Cosmic Cycles feels the same weight-wise. This does not have the linen finish that UJT has because it has that rose petal lamination. But weight-wise, these feel the same. So I would say this is probably a 330 GSM black core cardstock, which is great. It's a very high-quality cardstock. So whether or not it has that linen embossing, it's going to be really nice quality. So that's exciting to see. Because this was not an inexpensive deck. It was quite pricey, and I believe it came from Europe, so with shipping and exchange rate, and I think I had some customs on this. This was a splurgy deck for sure. So when I pay that much for a deck, it's really nice when it comes in and you can tell that the production quality is just really, really good. So let me set that. The bag is so cute. Look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. So again, you're going to have a nice snappy shuffle. But let's go through the cards. I'm hoping that the guidebook is going to actually, hold on. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to put the cards to the side for a second. Let's take a look at the guidebook first because I may want to have this out depending on how the narrative is done for this deck. And then we'll go through card by card. So here's how the guidebook is laid out. We have an introduction. We have reading with the Cosmic Cycles, the basics of tarot spreads, a magic playlist. Okay. Characters, major arcana, minor arcana, author and artist, extras. So I want to go right to the playlist, first of all. Oh, we have some astrology here. Spreads. Okay, I don't want to give all those away. There's a few of them in there, though. Then there's a magic playlist. Oh, okay. I thought this was going to be music. What is this? Oh, interesting. Build your own map. Oh, wait. I was inspired to create a magical experience for readers using Spotify's search engine. I designed a divination spread with cards and runes to find songs. Illustrations in tarot depicting modern lifestyle make adding songs to your magic playlist easy. The cards match and filter album covers and photos of musicians. The cards match and filter album covers and photos. I don't fully understand. Build your own magic playlist or send someone a love song. Besides predicting future energies, Cosmic Cycles Tarot can also find songs, books, and shows. So card number 1 is an album or artist cover. Card number 2 is a song, energy, artist. And card number 3 is a clarifier. And then there's runes. And then there's runes to letters. So they cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runes, I guess. And then you match. Okay, so it says the runes go in the search box as letters to form words or names like the game Scrabble. Think of runes like codes a smart search engine can filter to find songs. So Spotify has over 80 million songs, so the runes are crucial to begin the search. Okay, there's a whole system here. Okay, so here you have SODA. TH or SODAS, and so it's Sodas in the Freezer by Flycatcher. I don't know about all this. I don't know. This is too complicated for me. It tells you how to work with it. Anyways, okay, well, that was cool that they had it in there, though. And then we have the characters. So this should be the court cards. So let's meet the characters here, and then we will look at everything in the book. So we have Page of Wands is on the lookout for new activities. She likes to start projects, go on wild vacations, and try out exotic foods because she easily gets bored. Valid. She has a bad habit of starting too many commitments. After moving to the city, Page of Wands found her passion for social justice. Fueled to take action, she shared her idea with like-minded individuals. Then we have some character design information. And then we have the Knight of Wands. He has a bucket list of adrenaline-pumping excursions, and he strives to check each box by the end of the year. His friends see his social posts as fitness and travel goals, but up close, he is careless and disorganized. After reaching the summit, Knight of Wands documents his accomplishment. As an adrenaline junkie, he's eager for more challenges. Okay. Queen of Wands is an influencer known for her beautiful houses. She transforms empty lots into family dream homes. Why are these in this order? Hold on. We have Page of Wands. Oh, no. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay, for some reason I thought this was Queen of Pentacles. Being an expert in her field, she satisfies her clients' wants with the best outcome. She loves the recognition and uses social media to inspire trends. Queen of Wands would not leave until she completes her work. King of Wands assists her so they can have dinner together. She checks her plans and gives him instructions. So this must be the King of Wands. And there he is there. A father, chef, businessman, and husband are the roles. Wait, hold on. King of Wands assists her so they can have dinner. So he's helping her on her job, but he also is a chef, businessman. Okay, so a father, chef, businessman, and husband are the roles King of Wands manages daily. King of Wands. A father, chef, businessman, and husband are the roles King of Wands manages daily. He has a busy schedule dealing with family, friends, and employees. He leads by example and sets a high standard to guide his employees. His work ethic inspires others to stay focused. He shares his recipes and techniques with his chefs with precise movements. He provides the exact measurements and steps for his specialty dishes. And then we have Page of Cups, brightens up people's day with handmade gifts and a warm smile. She has a bubbly and optimistic personality that draws people in. Living in a bubble, she easily gets upset when outcomes do not go in her favor. Page of Cups met a new friend and she wants to show her gratitude through pottery. She's decorating the cup and adding the finishing touches. Okay, so we'll look for these little story bits as we work with the cards. Knight of Cups skillfully uses his charm to make a memorable impression with every interaction. Okay, the Knight of Cups as a bartender is great. And again, we'll review these as we go through the cards as well. Making drinks is his expertise, and his knowledge of the bar allows him to create delicious cocktails. He works day and night to support his career as a musician. As a bartender, Knight of Cups greets new faces daily. Seeing Page of Pentacles for the first time, he immediately falls in love. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles is his love interest. Queen of Cups loves to spend her time helping others. She teaches children and guides them to be kind and resourceful. As a role model to children, she speaks kind words and shows them the way to be responsible adults. The classroom of Queen of Cups is organized and decorated with her students' work. She's preparing the activities for class. And there is more information on that extra page. I just don't want to give everything away here. King of Cups. As a counselor, people easily open up. So the King of Cups is a therapist or counselor. Through years of experience, he became an excellent listener. He earned people's trust by suggesting life-changing solutions. Awaiting his next client, King of Cups closes his eyes to relax and meditate. He finds time to manage his mental health by taking breaks. His job can be draining, but his desire to lead people to a better path motivates him. Page of Swords is curious and engages in meaningful conversation and exciting debates. She is not afraid to break the ice and think outside the box. Inside the rink, the Page of Swords keeps her composure by focusing on performance. She has the sequence locked in her brain and she is in control. Knight of Swords. Okay, skateboard is perfect. Without hesitation, Knight of Swords works nonstop to be successful. He's always on the go and saves planning for later. Wasting no time, he can be abrupt and have a sharp tongue. Knight of Swords takes a shortcut and jumps through a flight of stairs to get to work. Up in the air, he is confident in landing safely. Queen of Swords, protecting the underdogs from bullies and people in power, started when Queen of Swords was a young girl. She used her strong personality in her career and studied to become an attorney. Perfect. Known for her strong defense in court, Queen of Swords fights for her client using her sharp wit. She has collected all the evidence and testimonies and is on her way to win the case. And then the King of Swords is a police officer, it looks like. He's a highly respected figure in society, and he earned people's trust by being a good cop. He has a good intuition when it comes to safety and solving crimes. Using his investigative skills, King of Swords pieces the whereabouts of wanted criminals. These are brilliant archetypes for these characters. He uses his journal to take notes and his board to lay out the clues. He is meticulously planning a course of action before they can get away. The Page of Pentacles is a multi-talented novice artist. Again, perfect. Ever since she was young, she likes to express her creativity using multiple platforms. From painting to singing, she is a gifted performer. After her friends persuaded her to share her artwork online, Page of Pentacles wanted to give it a shot. She used the extra change to ask for a blessing at the wishing fountain. Knight of Pentacles is a basketball player. Follows a strict regimen to train his body and mind. His basketball career relies on his agility and skills, so he attends every practice. Each point he scores comes from hours of drills and training. Carefully watching his opponents, Knight of Pentacles takes a second to strategize and implement the footwork he practiced. Almost done, guys. I just wanted to meet the characters first. Queen of Pentacles. Having a celebrity father, Queen of Pentacles felt pressured to look and behave her best. Through fashion, she found a way to express herself and rebel against social norms. Taking advantage of her family's connections, she started her business and made a name for herself. After designing her collection, Queen of Pentacles launched her successful brand. She has gained independence and saved money to live a comfortable life. That's perfect. And then we have King of Pentacles, who is the breadwinner of his family, and he has the financial resources to support everyone. He earned each penny from physical hard work, taking all types of jobs before he found his calling for acting. Despite his generosity, he wishes for each member to be independent and responsible. At his star ceremony, King of Pentacles waves at the crowd, admiring his presence. He flashes a big smile, and the photographers capture every moment. So those are our main characters. That's what I wanted to know. And then we get into the actual card descriptions, and these are not going to include the court cards because, of course, we already met them. So that's great. So I don't know that we're going to see, I'm going to peek. Oh yeah, we do know who's who in every card, but so these are the characters we're going to meet throughout the deck in all the other cards. So let's begin. So while I get comfortable with the who's who in every card, I'm going to keep the guidebook handy so I can refer to our characters, our court cards, and remind myself who's who. I will hopefully remember, but otherwise. So we begin with the Fool, and this is clearly the Page of Wands who is going on a trip, and she is dashing to her gate. Whoa, there we go. Love that. Next we have the Magician. And all of a sudden, I don't know who this is, unless this is somebody different. So let's check. Nope, it's just the Magician. So the Magician as a DJ, I have seen this before. It makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of like using the tools that you have available. I've also seen, I think, a DJ used in a Temperance card because of the mixing and blending. But I think it really works well for the Magician too. He's working the card. There's that element of performance. And there can be all kinds of fun layers to this as far as we can see the shadow in this Magician in the sense that he could hide behind the music and his own personality could be totally different than what he puts off on stage. So we could have that manipulation energy if we're looking for that, but we also have this energy of somebody who knows how to work a room, right? Next, we have the High Priestess, and she's looking at tarot cards in front of her computer. Please tell me this is Page of Swords. Okay, so this was our figure skater, right? I'm just going to, again, remind myself. Queen of Cups. Yeah, this was Page of Swords. So she's also a figure skater. I love that she's reading tarot and she's got her like fuzzy headphones. She's got her plant. She's just sitting here doing her thing. This is so relatable. I love this energy for the High Priestess. One of the things that held me back from this deck for a long time is the fact that the characters are also very young. And I've noticed this a lot with more modern decks or with more witchy decks, depending on the concept, right? They tend to run a little bit young, and that's fine because we're trying to meet people, I think, where they are with this deck, which is great. But for me, I sometimes feel like I can't sort of relate, but I can relate to this feeling of going on an adventure. I can relate. This actually is great because this makes me think of my son, because our son is, he does event planning. So, and he is learning to DJ actually. It makes me think of him. So that's kind of cool. The High Priestess is great. I can relate to her because I know what it's like to curl up somewhere cozy and pull some cards for yourself and seek the answers that you need. Checking in. I love that. So I'm finding myself there regardless. So this is the Empress, and it looks like mom's helping get her daughter ready for maybe one of her, this is the Page of Swords, I think. So this is the Page of Swords mom, helping her get ready perhaps for one of her maybe ice skating competitions. I'm just going to see if that's what it actually says. I'm so curious now that I'm glad that I read through the court cards first. I would say, yeah, it's show day and Page of Swords mother teaches her daughter the magic of performance and accentuating her appearance using makeup and styling her hair. So we get this like nurturing mama energy, but it's very much connected to the Page of Swords in her story with the idea that she is an ice skater and she's getting ready, or figure skater, and she's getting ready to go on the ice. So, but I love this, right? Because I feel like I'm getting to know the characters through the deck. Here we definitely have the King of Cups. No, King of Wands is the chef, right? I'm gonna hopefully not need to check as much as we get going, but yeah, this is the King of Wands. That's so freaking cute. Okay, so as the Emperor, that's interesting because we get that leadership energy, we get that dynamic energy, and as the Fiery King, I think he works really well standing in as the Emperor. Here it looks like he's gotten his daughter some ice cream, which is super great. And it talks in the guidebook about the daughter looking up to him, so that really works for the Emperor. Next, we have the Hierophant, and this just shows different people. I don't know if they're specific characters. Oh, no, it is. It's the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups. So there's our Queen of Cups. Is that our King of Swords? I think it might be. I've forgotten who's who again. Yeah, that's our King of Swords. So our King of Swords, our Queen of Cups, and what's the other one? The Page of Pentacles are all seeking guidance through prayer or meditation. And we can see different spiritual faiths or spiritual practices reflected in these three images. I think that's really, really lovely. We have what looks like perhaps a a mala or a rose. Like one looks like a mala, one looks like it could be a rosary, depending on whatever. So we see different beliefs. We see this looks like it is a Muslim style of prayer. Again, I'm just guessing. But I love that we see that variety of spiritual practice. One of my favorite ways to look at this card is to see a reflection of all the different ways that different methods or different approaches to divinity and to spirituality all have this sort of holistic harmony between them. In fact, it's a little bit off topic, but I'm going to show you because I think it reflects the idea perfectly. When I was in Florida and I got a chance to meet Ciro Marchetti, he had prints available that he had signed, and I picked this one because it's the same idea. It shows all these different symbols from all these different faiths. And this for Hierophant energy just really works for me and the way that I see faith and the way that I see spirituality. Okay. Oh my God, that is a gut-wrenching Lovers. Okay, so here's one of the places where we have to make a decision. So we have two Lovers cards. We have this one where there's a picture of maybe how they met or they're looking at a social media. Oh, does it say? Oh, posted. They've posted a picture together. And here there's a couple who are just, oh, the grief in that is really intense. What does it say? The lovers comfort their partner as they go through tumultuous life experiences. The relationship grows strong with honest conversations and trust. And there's not really, so they changed it. So I think this was the original maybe, and they changed it to this. I do think this is a much more visceral showing of people going through stuff. Like this is not a short-term relationship that goes through this kind of thing. Whereas this could feel a lot more like a Two of Cups energy. So I'm glad that they made this version. So this is the one that's going to stay in my deck. And I'm going to put the other one to the side. I wish, it doesn't say who's who in this card though. I don't think it's a couple we actually have as one of our characters. That is one thing. I almost wish it was like only characters from the courts, or I don't know, because it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, the Chariot looks like that could totally be the Knight of Swords, but let's see what it says. Yeah, the Knight of Swords, which again, perfect for Chariot energy, I think. Although we miss some of this is one thing that's interesting about this concept, where you take the court cards and they are characters through the majors, is sometimes it might pigeonhole the majors, and what if there's a clash elementally? So for example, the Chariot is a card associated with the sun sign of Cancer. So there's actually water energy in this card, but I think we miss that a little when we see some of it, when we see the Knight of Swords as the main character here. Now, with that said, this is a different side of the Knight of Swords, because we see the Knight of Swords has their doggos. Look at this face. Look at that face at the front. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I probably shouldn't bring the cards up any closer. Yeah, so cute. So cute. Okay, next we have Strength. This is beautiful. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So, this is really interesting. So our Knight of Pentacles, that's our basketball player, was severely injured and had to forfeit his basketball scholarship. His courageous spirit motivates him to walk again. That's really powerful. So somebody who, especially with the determination of a character like the Knight of Pentacles, who had been faced with a challenge and now has the opportunity to overcome that challenge with the same determination that got them to be good at their sport. I love that. That's actually really great. This Hermit is literally everything in life. This is all I want to see in a Hermit card. If it's going to be in a modern deck, I want to see somebody curled up with a book somewhere super cozy. And we have the Page of Pentacles here, who is recharging her energy and focus on her well-being. Love that. Talks about her phone being on D&D. Love it. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and this one is the Page of Cups. Right, so the Page of Cups, I'm just going to remind myself, is this character. And she is the one with the bubbly personality. Seeing her at the fair is pretty great. See, I want these characters to have names. I think it would make it easier for me to remember who's who. But I love the vibe of this. Okay. Justice, we of course see the Queen of Swords. In her role, she's dealing with she was promoted to judge after years of being an attorney. I was going to say she looks like a judge here, but that's what she's doing. So, I mean, the Queen of Swords as a judge in the Justice card is great. I love that. It does speak to sort of fairness and looking at all angles of a situation, consequence of actions. You can read all of that in this image, but it's modern and relatable. I do worry sometimes with a card like this that it might pigeonhole the meaning a little bit, but that's always the risk you take as an artist or creative creating a tarot deck, because whatever image you choose could box the meaning in a little, but I think it works really, really well. Okay, here we have the two different Hanged Mans. Let's take a look. So This is the one that was in the deck here. No, I've already lost track. This was the one that was just in the deck, I think. No, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just need to decide which one I like better. So a few things. I think that this one shows this person really high up. Oh, I see. Okay, so this person's like smoking. I gotcha. Now I can look in the guidebook and see which one actually made it in. Yeah, this is the one that made it in. I kind of get the premise here. I think there's some people for whom this is going to work the best. What I was going to say that I immediately noticed is the biggest difference is that in this card, we see the person who is getting this new perspective of the world by being in their parachute, like dangling from their parachute. Both of these, I think, work super well, but I like this version because we can see the landscape, and it immediately makes me, when I look at the card, think of that idea of having a new perspective. And there is a passivity to, I mean, obviously there's also a lot of action in skydiving as I understand it, but there's a little bit of passivity to hanging and floating and having this experience and kind of needing to go along for the ride. But, you know, this person can't immediately decide, okay, I'm done now. Like they have to ride it out. So if they have a fear, they have a hang up, they've got to literally wait and move through the process before they can get back on the ground again. So we have that suspension and that waiting, but then we also have the perspective shift. So I think that's brilliantly done. Oof. The death card. Okay, who's cutting her hair? It's a Page of Wands. Okay, so let's go back and look at the Page of Wands real quick. Okay, wait. Oh, this is this girl. That's right. So she's on the lookout for new activities. She was also the character that we saw in our Fool card, but she'd already cut her hair in this card. So that's interesting timeline-wise. And it says, a grim reflection of Page of Wands shows a woman she does not recognize. The past days of transformation have been draining her energy. She chops off layers of hair in hopes of feeling like a new person. I think this is a powerful way to depict this energy because it's common actually that when we go through a big life change, we make a big change to our hair. Like I know that's a common thing for my girlfriends and I to have gone through. I think it's interesting that we're seeing this skeleton sort of transposed in the mirror. I think that's a super interesting artistic way to show this energy. But really there's this acknowledgement of something's changed and ended and it's not the same anymore. And we see that in the haircutting ritual. So it's interesting to know that this came before this energy. And that also reminds us that with every ending, there are opportunities opening for a new beginning. Here we have the Page of Swords again. Our little figure skater doing yoga makes so much sense. And yoga in the Temperance card has always worked really well for me because, of course, the idea of flow and balance and a moderate approach or moderate energy, because, of course, yoga helps us to get into the space of potential and that moderate middle ground. I love that. Okay, here we have the Devil, and I don't know who that is in the background, so let's double check. Page of Pentacles. So let's revisit her. What was her deal? She was the one. Okay, hold on. Oh, she's an artist, and she shares her artwork online. Okay, so here it looks like she's gotten stuck in a bad relationship. Sitting on the bed is the Devil, who enjoys tormenting. Page of Pentacles. She is stuck living in horrible conditions until she breaks her chains. The Devil's energy can appear in your life through a person, a bad habit, a job, or even your own thoughts. The duration of being chained is mostly up to you and how quickly you regain control. So one could view this as being stuck in a really bad relationship. This guy's like drinking in the fort. I wish my camera would focus properly. There we go. He's got bottles of something there. She's miserable in the background. But this could also be a metaphorical character. Somebody, just her being downtrodden by her own bad habits. But there's broken plates in the back. This could be kind of a triggery card for some people, especially if you've been through some trauma in relationships in your life. So be aware of that going in. I think it's quite powerful. I don't see an alternate Devil card in the alternate cards. But I think that's very, very powerful. Again, this can be something from internal, but this can also be somebody in your life who's representing that energy to you. And then we have the Tower, and we have lightning striking in the background. And this is the Queen of Cups. So she's scared of the storm. She's got fear and anxiety. The other Tower is much more visceral, but again, much more triggering. And I say that especially for anybody who's recently been through any horrible things about fire. But for me, this card is more indicative of the Tower. This doesn't have the same personal effect in this character's life, whereas this card does. This could be the Queen and King of Cups. I think, let me remind myself what the King of Cups looks like again. Yeah, I think that could be the Queen and King of Cups. So same kind of characters being affected. But again, if that's ever happened to you, this card would be quite triggering. I feel like this would then be a lot more approachable. Also, for people who really like to see the lightning bolt happening in the card, I think this one would be more relatable as well. But for me, this is the visceral energy of the Tower. So that's the one that's going to stay in my deck. Oh, and there's another one too. Oh, hold on. I didn't realize. Okay, so we also have a much more playful approach with Jenga. This is, I would say of these three, it's sort of like mild difficult, medium difficult, and hard. Now, I will say, like I said, I think the building burning, I mean, like, again, as an example, you can tell why this would resonate with me, because even in my own deck, sorry, I'm just gonna... In my own deck, the Tower card is literally Mystic's barn on fire, and she's moving away, and I do have lightning in the background, but this is obviously the way that I typically perceive a tower. Something's got to burn down, like something's got to be destroyed and start over. That's kind of how I view that energy. So with that being the case, this is obviously going to resonate the most, but let's talk for a minute. Let's talk for a minute about the brilliance of the Jenga tower. To the point, it's so smart that I'm almost like tempted to put it in, but I love the visceral energy of this. The Jenga tower is fabulous. Well, actually, this isn't Jenga. It's a Mahjong tower. But to me, it's the same kind of concept, right? I kept saying Jenga. Apologies to everybody who's yelling at the camera. Like, Lisa, those are Mahjong tiles. Anyways, punchline is this. The foundation is faulty, so it's going to fall when it gets high enough because it's bad construction. And that's really brilliant to be able to display this or show this in the energy, because it really shows the punchline of the tower, which is the reason that it's coming crumbling down is because there's something faulty about that structure in the first place, or how that structure plays out in your life. So this is super, super smart. It's just not where I went with it. Okay, so love both, but yeah, that one's just too visceral for me to not keep. Okay, next we have the star, and that is just beautiful. Page of Cups again anticipates the meteor shower. So I love this. We've met now the Page of Cups is my personal significator, so she's standing out to me. And what's really great about this for me personally is that the Page of Cups is my significator, and the star is one of my birth cards. It's a card that I really pay attention to in any deck, and I really want to love it. So the fact that my personal significator shows up in the star is just freaking great to me. But so we've seen the Page of Cups in the Wheel of Fortune. And did we see her in the Hermit? No, that was, I think, the Page of Pentacles. I really feel like these characters need names for me. I know I can name them. I know I can. But I love this. And I don't think I want to mark up my book or deck in this case, but that's the Page of Cups. I love that for the star. I love the stargazing. I love that she's looking for shooting stars. Next, we have the moon. And unless I'm mistaken, that is the Page of Swords sneaking out to meet the Page. Is that the Page of Cups again? Hold on. So she's making a wish in the star card, which is so cute. And then in the moon, Page of Swords sneaks out to accompany Page of Cups. Their meeting is a secret, but the dog starts to bark, alerting her family of the escape. So yeah, it says, keep your eyes open for illusions and secrets the moon card unveils. Repressed emotions, especially from traumas buried in the subconscious, can surface. I think that's really great. I love the lighting in this image. Okay, we have Page of Cups again. Ooh, she's starting to take center stage here. What's going on? Yeah, Page of Cups, taking herself out to be boredom and breathe fresh air. Again, her energy makes a lot of sense in the Sun card for me. And then we have Judgment, and we have Page of Wands. Page of Wands spent hours diligently studying and working to earn her diploma. Now, Page of Wands, what was her vocation again? Oh no, she was the adventurous one. Gotcha. This is after she cut her hair, I think. Yeah, so she's gotten her diploma. I love this because to me, Judgment is a leveling up energy, right? We've stepped to the next phase. And then we have the World card, and we see two couples. It's Queen of Cups, King of Cups, I think down there. Or are we seeing two stages of their life? The couples admire the view of the city from their balcony. At this moment, they feel accomplished and secure and look forward to their upcoming experiences. So it's just two couples. It's not necessarily the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. It's just two different couples. That's really cute. There definitely feels like there's a little bit of a lean in this deck toward relationship energy. Let's just review for a second. So we have this person could be going off to meet somebody. We have different, very dynamic personalities showing up in the cards for sure. That is so visceral. I feel like this would be a really good deck for relationship and romance or people-focused readings based on what I've seen so far, especially as you get to know the characters. I think there's some real potential there for that. So now we are into the minors. And so here's where we're going to see one thing that we'll have to choose with every ace is the decision. They shifted their focus. So initially, as I understand it from some lookups I did or some reading I did or something, because I know this already, is that the aces initially showed the character doing the action. So here we have our Ace of Wands showing our Page of Wands who is painting. That's a Page of Wands, right? Dang it, I keep forgetting. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Wait a minute. Okay, so the old one was Queen of Pentacles. I don't think that looks like the Queen. Is that the Queen of Pentacles looks like? Have I forgotten? Let me just double check. No, so the Queen of Pentacles is actually this character who found her way through fashion. Oh, I see. So real big shifts have been made here. So, and I think they talk about this somewhere. Where do they talk about this? Is it in the book? Ah, old designs. The artist and I redesigned all the aces to have a unified theme. Similar to the RWS, we focused on the hands holding the objects. The rest of the redesigns are just new ideas that fit better with the energy of cosmic cycles. Others are just reworks with better art quality, like in Page of Swords and Page of Cups. Okay, so we get both options here. I think that for the Ace of Wands, showing the Queen of Pentacles is going to go on to be in the world of fashion and build a life for herself. I feel like this really makes sense. It's like that spark of creativity that ultimately led to financial prosperity for her. This is still great energy for the Ace of Wands, that sort of initial inspiration of the landscape and then deciding to paint it. But I like this a lot. So I'm definitely going to keep that one. Next, we have the Two of Wands. It's got to be the Page of Wands, right? They really gave themselves a lot of freedom here. I feel like I would have kept most of the characters being, oh no, it's Knight of Wands. I would have kept a lot of the characters as characters from that suit. And I think they've given themselves permission here, like with the Ace of Wands, having that be the Queen of Pentacles made a lot of sense. It doesn't have to be all Wandsy characters. So I like that they played with it a bit. So this is the Knight of Wands looking for a place to dock his boat, which is great. He's trying to decide, it looks like the closer island seems like a safe bet, but the farther one looks more adventurous, so he uses his binoculars. So there's a decision-making element here. That's great because in the Two of Wands, we're in a space of trying to decide to go the safe route, which is often to make very little changes, or the more stretchy, risky route. So I like that energy. Ooh, and I like that in the Three of Wands we see him in movement, and I like that he's coming toward the card, right? So his adventure is actually beginning in this card. I just noticed there's little wand symbols right underneath each card title. That's awesome. Love that. Then we have the Four of Wands. This is actually Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands together. So the Page of Wands is the short-haired one. We saw her again in The Fool, cutting her hair. And then the Page of Pentacles, who needs a change of scenery. Oh, so it's the Page of Pentacles that's arrived for the visit. Oh, and she's got her little art roll thingy, because she's the one that does the art and shares it online. This one. So cool. Okay. Four of Wands. Oh, sorry. Let me back up. They've managed to put a visual in the background, but they haven't necessarily tied that image of this structure into these two. We have a bit of like celebration of like meeting, but I'm not sure 100% that aligns with the way that I typically view this card. Like it works. Visually it works if I don't think too hard about what's actually going on in that card. And then we have the Five of Wands, which the competitive gamer here is hilarious. This is actually the Knight of Cups, who we originally met. I'll go back to Cups. Was he? Oh yeah, he was at the bar. He was working the crowd at the bar. And now he is competitive gaming. This is also interesting because the Knight of Cups energy can be a little bit repressed. I don't know if repressed is the right word. If they're so busy always putting the charm on, they may not leave enough space to like vent out other more difficult emotions. But here that's happening, so that's great. And the Six of Wands. Oh, that's so cute. Is that, okay, is that the, oh, this is all 4 pages. So we have the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the, wait, right? It says all 4 pages. No, it just says the pages. So I'm pretty sure that's Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. Yeah, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. And then on one side, we have the King of Swords. And on the other side, I think we have the Queen of Swords. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check, which is interesting energy, right? We have that sort of protective. Yeah, so we have the King of Swords for sure. I'm pretty sure that's the Queen of Swords. Yeah, that's the Queen of Swords. So these two both have associations with fairness, with legality, which is super interesting. So seeing that in this card and then seeing these little pages, we know that these two are at least very, very close based on the Moon card and the Page of Swords sneaking out to spend time with the Page of Cups. There's definitely an energy here that these two might be showing up as a couple in the deck. And I love that. Love that energy. Ooh, the Seven of Wands. So here we see the King of Pentacles. Now this is the like actor guy. So we can see that there could be some hubris that's built up. He could be getting a lot of questions. Maybe he's been involved in a scandal. Yeah, the reporters criticize his actions and follow his every move. So it could even just be that he's attracting jealousy, he's attracting unwanted attention, and he has to stand up to that. So it's like somebody standing up to the paparazzi, basically. And then we have the Eight of Wands. That's got to be the Knight of Wands. Yes. The Knight of Wands is raising his hands in excitement, but the Knight of Pentacles is horrified, and it's all four knights. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Wait, is it though? Y'all, the amount of times. Okay, yeah, so there's the Knight of Cups in the back on the right. So we have Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and then what does the Knight of Swords look like again? Oh no, that's the Knight of Swords. That's the Knight of Cups with the glasses, I think. Let me just double check. Did he have glasses? Oh yeah, he does have glasses. So Knight of Cups has the glasses. So all four knights on a roller coaster ride together is so adorable. For the Eight of Wands with the momentum, I think that's fabulous. But everybody's having a different reaction to sort of being along for the ride. I think that's really smart. And then we have the Nine of Wands, and we have our Knight of Swords again with his skateboard, but he's tired. And it's snowed outside. So he's, instead of calling for a ride, he's going to use his flashlight to guide him through. That's super great. And then we have the Ten of Wands, and this is the Queen of Pentacles? No, she was the designer. Queen of Wands. That's right. She's the one that does the houses. She hasn't stopped working all day. Her deadline's approaching and she has no choice but to do the labor by herself, the physical labor, because things just aren't happening. So she's in there doing construction instead of her like more supervisory role. So she's taken on more than she normally has to. So that works really well. And then we have the Page of Wands who's showing up. Now this is again back to her title card. Now we have two different options for her here. Oh, these are both so good. You know what? I kind of like this one only because it reminds me of what somebody might do after this moment. Like after the Death card, going on like, I don't know, like kind of like an Eat, Pray, Love moment, going out and like finding themselves again and like rediscovering their joy in life. I really like that vibe. So I think I'm going to go with this version, but this is the one that was packed in the deck. I like this one though. Okay, so I think that's the one I'm going to go with. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Oh, goodness. Wait, these are two totally different characters. No, I guess it's the same character. It's just the angle. Hold on. So let's go back to the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands has a bucket list of adrenaline pumping excursions. Yeah. And then there's the old design. After this card, he moves on to complete skydiving, right? So this is the one that shows up in the Hanged Man. I think this is more obvious what's happening. This is cool, but I like this. This is more sporty. I like this because it's more adventure-y, and I think it complements the Page of Wands energy really well. Next, we have the Queen of Wands. I do like this depiction, and there's no alternative for this card, and the King of Wands. Oh, that's the best Ace of Cups ever. So this is the old one. There's a hot air balloon and sipping. This is so much better to me, so it's no question. I love this card a lot. And then we have two options for the Two of Cups, which I think this is super sweet that they've done this. So I, of course, love seeing these two because we've been seeing hints that these two are a couple. This is the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. I love this. I think this is the most adorable image ever. But you also have an option to see the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles together, I believe. Look at old cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who that we're looking at there because he's the bartender. What I like more about these two is I see more long-term potential. This is actually maybe more effective for those of you who want to see the potential for this not going well. And the reason I say that is because he's the bartender. He's a bit of the charmer. He might be a little bit emotionally flaky and she's quite grounded. And so those two might be an interesting pairing that might or might not actually work really well. Whereas here, we have the two pages. They're both in places where, like, I feel like they balance or harmonize each other better. So as a couple, like if I was going to ship two people in the deck, I feel like these two make a better pairing with more potential. there's the fun-loving energy here. There's the dedication and focus of the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh, I totally spaced. I love this. I just love everything about this. I'm also, you know, whatever. This is like, they're listening. They're both listening to a song. They've got one earbud in each. I love that so much. Pre-Bluetooth being as big, eh? All right, and then we have the Three of Cups, and we see the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Page of Swords. I don't know where the Page of Pentacles is here, but I love that we see these three girls getting together. You know that all of them are bringing something different to the table energetically, because these are our three pages, or three of our pages. This looks like the Queen of Cups with a little girl at school. So she's a teacher, if we remember right from the beginning. Yeah, upset about spilled paint, Page of Pentacles. Oh, this is a little young Page of Pentacles. How cute is that? Her teacher is giving her new materials and words of encouragement, but she will not budge. Okay, that's not the Queen of Cups. I thought that was the Queen of Cups, but we're seeing the Page of Pentacles being frustrated about her art. And this is so cute because we know she eventually does turn out to be quite good at art, and she gets there. So it's kind of neat to see that frustration and the discouragement of this energy, and to know that this character is going to come out all right in the end. That's kind of a sweet tie-in. The Five of Cups. Oh, that is super heartbreaking. Knight of Swords finds solace talking to his loved one. So he's got a bit of like an ancestral altar. That's, oh, there's all these urns and stuff. Oh, that's so sad. That's Knight of Swords, which is a softer side of the Knight of Swords. Not who we'd expect to see in that card. Oh, oh, that's so sad. And there's like a pet urn here. There's like people. Oh, heartbreaking. And then we have the Six of Cups, and this has got to be, is this the Knights? Oh yeah, once upon a time, the young knights and pages were inseparable close friends. Their days were filled with fun activities until they slowly grew apart. Okay, so these are two knights. That's the Knight of Pentacles, and that's probably the Knight of Swords. And then that's the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And they're like, you can tell the boys are a little older and they all used to be friends, but then over time they kind of grew apart because just age differences, interest differences, but that's super cute. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is back to our Page of Cups. I love her. She's clearly my favorite, obviously. I'm so drawn to her energy, but she's trying to decide which ice cream treat she wants. This is terrible. When you go to one of those places where you have to like pick your toppings and stuff. Now in this case, I think these are just meant to be ice cream flavors, but it makes me think of those places where you have to pick your toppings and like the indecision. It's terrible. But she might not be able to actually afford any of this. So this actually says stuck on ice cream flavors and topping combinations. Oh, okay. Page of Cups takes her time looking at her choices. For her second serving, she wants to mix and combine her favorites. Love that. Oh, that's rough. The Eight of Cups. So this is the King of Cups, and that must be the Queen of, oh, interesting. Wait. Queen of Cups decides to prioritize her successful career and leave her family behind. As a mother and breadwinner, she makes the tough choice to spend less time with her daughter. Oh, she's gonna, and he's having feels about it, it looks like. She's the one that does, isn't she the one that does the house stuff? I think she is. Hold on, I'm gonna double check. No, Queen of Cups. This is interesting because this is our Queen of Cups, and she is a teacher. She teaches children. And she's got these rolled up plans. She actually looks like the she actually kind of looks like the Queen of Wands. No, she doesn't. That's the Queen of Wands. But what are the rolled up things? This doesn't, and body shape wise, this doesn't look like, wait, this person has like a long braid. This does not look like this character to me. But the lighting, she's also backlit. But this person seems like she's a little fuller figured than that person. And she's giving, and wait, that's the King of Wands. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the King of Wands with the little goatee. That's the King of Wands, which means that's the Queen of Wands with the plans. But it's written in here as cups. So, but that is definitely, because she's got like blueprints. So I think that might be a typo in the book. I think this is meant to be the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Or sorry, King of Wands and Queen of Wands. And then the little baby Page of Wands. Yeah. This is the Wands family, not the Cups family, which is totally fine. I'm guessing that probably what happened is when they're writing the guidebook, they're in the suit of cups, so this gets really confusing, but that's definitely the King of Wands. Okay, anyways, sorry, I had a whole moment, but that's what I see. Maybe some of y'all who have this deck see it different, but that's how I see it. Here's the Nine of Cups, and of course we see, this is interesting. This is a little bit, I want to read what this says, because if you don't look closely, you might miss it. But a window or something, a light is shining in, and we can see the trophies framed, and we can see his face framed. This is the Knight of Pentacles, and these are all of his basketball trophies, right, that he's earned through all of his hard work. Now he's out of his wheelchair, and he's using, what do you call those? Hand crutch things? The, like, where it braces around, forearm crutches? Maybe that's what you call them. So he's using those. And he almost looks a little bit, like, sad. So I'm curious. Knight of Pentacles admires his trophies and feels a rush of pride and contentment. His injuries prevent him from playing with his team, but he will recover soon and earn the MVP title. So he is sort of basking in all that he has that's good. He's not wallowing in negativity. He's actually going, this is what's good. This is what's good in my life. So I think that's cool. Okay, that makes sense. I like that we're seeing his progress, too. The 10 of Cups. Oh my God, is that a young Queen and King of Cups? No, it can't be. No, the friends of Knight of Cups and Page of Pentacles. Oh, I forgot they were a couple. Knight of Cups and Page of Pentacles. So that we saw them previously in this card. So if you put this 2 of Cups in your deck, you now see the progression. Oh, I have forgotten. Oh, I've got, oh, I see, I wish they had, okay, sorry, I'm going to go back a little bit here. Okay, so this was the 2 of Cups I decided not to keep. But now, hold on, let me go. See, this is the problem. Okay, so this is the problem with decisions. I love these 2 as a couple, but here we get to see the progression from the 2 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. That being said, 2 of Cups is not a promise of the 10 of Cups. And so maybe not showing these together makes better sense. I don't know, but I really liked this 2 of Cups. Okay, so anyways, putting that down. Something else I didn't do, there's a couple other alternate cards. So let's go to the 6 of Cups. Okay, so here's our 6 of Cups, and this is dang cute. So we have little childhood Page of Cups, Queen of Swords energy, which gives us another tie-in for our couple that I was just complaining about. So these 2, here's these 2 when they're young. I assume those are the same. Let me just... Yeah, it's got to be. So that's one alternative for the 6 of Cups. And then there's also this 6 of Cups, which shows the Queen and King of Wands with the Page of Wands. And she's got a little tea party. Now we see these 2 when she goes off to work. This brings some harmony back into the situation to go, okay, but... So we don't know if this came before or after. I think I'm going to ditch this card for sure. And then between these 2, I really like that. It's foreshadowing, right? It's like remembering when their relationship was simpler. So if they're struggling a little bit, this card brings us back to that. So I think I'm going to keep that one in there. Okay, 6, 7. That's definitely the Wands family, though. 8, 9. Okay, and then we have 10 of Cups, and we see the maturation of the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, their relationship as they get married. That's super sweet. We've got the Page of Cups crying and the Page of Pentacles. They're clearly there together. You can tell that the Page of Swords has caught the bouquet. How cute is that? That's so cute. And that's the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, who look like they may also be there as a couple. So cute. Okay. Anyways, here's the Page of Cups doing her pottery. Love that. The Knight of Cups, mixology as a bartender. The Queen of Cups as a teacher. And the King of Cups as a therapist. Love the energy of that. And then here we see the different options we had for the Ace of Swords. So we have the Page of Swords flying a kite, or we have the Ace of Swords here opening mail. Let me just take a look at the guidebook. So Ace of Swords. King of Swords receives a letter containing crucial information that will speed up his investigation. So we're seeing the King of Swords at work here, getting mail in the Ace of Swords. Love that. This is a heartbreaking 2 of Swords. Because here we have her parents are separating. So the Queen and King of Swords, who are, there they are, the lawyer and the cop, right? They are separating. And so we have the little baby, which explains actually why in the 6 of Wands, was it? Yeah, in the 6 of Wands, they're at opposite ends. Because she's grown up now, or she's a young adult or a teen, and the parents aren't necessarily there together because they, of course, split up when she was little. So they've really paid attention to the details here. But anyway, she's being torn between, or feeling torn between 2 parents, and neither decision feels right. She's got to hurt somebody's feelings either way. Very potent way to show that energy for sure. Next, we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, who's fallen asleep? Oh, no. Or is like grieving. Oh, that's right. We've got heartbreak music. So we have 3 of Swords on the phone playing music. earbuds into the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups was dating... Oh, wait, he got married. Wasn't it the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles in the Ten of Cups? No, yeah, that's the Knight of Cups. Here it's the lighting. It's like the sunset lighting coming in is making his hair look like more reddish. But that's the Knight of Cups there, and they got married. So he's having a heartbreak moment. I hope those two didn't break up. They just got freaking married. I'm already like, listen, this like maybe is before that, because it says, the pain of heartbreak is unbearable for a Knight of Cups, so he writes a song. As he listens to the lyrics, he is reminded of bittersweet memories. He sheds a tear to another failed romance. Now that is, of course, perfect energy for our Knight of Cups, who is obviously like follows his heart, but can be a little bit flaky, can get into like different situations. Maybe it's the Page of Pentacles relationship that finally sort of grounds and anchors him. So, but this is obviously before that happened. This talks about being backstabbed and betrayed in the guidebook. Oh, and here he's recovering. So the Knight of Cups completes the song composition from Three of Swords, but he feels numb from endlessly strumming his ukulele's 4 strings. So 4 of Swords energy, feeling numb. I don't know. This is to me rest. It's like he's kind of had a moment to process and to kind of do his healing, and now he's just sort of taking everything in. Looks like he's holding a bouquet of flowers, though, interestingly. So maybe he's about to go make it up to his partner. Next, we have the Five of Swords, and we see Knight of Cups. Oh, no, sorry, yeah. Knight of Cups wins another arcade round, and he rubs it in Knight of Pentacles' face, so he's being a sore winner. So player 1 wins, and he's being a jerk about it, and this guy's walking off. So that's the Knight of Pentacles, and he's going to go play on his own because this guy's being a jerk. So I think that works really well for that energy. I think it's interesting. We've got a lot of, like, Knight of Cups energy. That's like 3 cards in a row featuring the Knight of Cups in the sword suit. So that's interesting. Here we have the Six of Swords, which is often about sort of moving on, escape. This is the divorce of Page of Swords' parents, resulting in the father being left behind. He's been neglecting his family, so his wife prioritizes her well-being and takes her daughter along. So this is a situation that's turned cold and stagnant, and now she's like, nope, I'm taking her and we're going. And again, now wait a minute. She does not look like the Queen of Swords. Hold on. Are we to assume... I just assumed these were a family... But the King of Swords is this guy, and the Queen of Swords is this girl. So maybe these two are not meant to be a couple, and they're not meant to be the Page's parents? Could this be a prior relationship? I'm so confused. I don't know. This one's thrown me a little bit. So we've never actually been explicitly told that the Queen and King are the parents of the Page and Knight, but I just made that assumption, and I'm just wondering. So that's the King of Wands. Hold on. I need to look for kids. Bear with. Okay, so, yeah, no, because there's her mom, and there's her mom there. So I just made an assumption, but that's definitely the King of Cups and the Page of Cups. So some of them are a family, and some of them aren't. How interesting. So that's definitely the Queen and King of Swords, and that's the Page of Swords. I almost wonder if actually, now that I'm looking at this, if this was his first wife, and this is his second wife. So these two, or second partner, so these two have gotten together as a couple. They might have met through his work, right? But this is actually her mom, which makes sense. We're going to have blended families, right? They're not going to all be like together forever from birth to death. You know what I mean? So that actually tracks. So her mom, that's her mom. She shows up in the Empress. But the other one is the one we see as the Queen of Swords is probably who her dad ended up with later on. Super interesting. Sorry, I'm just like creating whole stories. This would be a really fun deck for storytelling, right? I guess we can officially call this a deep dive since I've been here forever. Okay, Seven of Swords. Somebody's creeping outside the Queen of Swords' home. Oh, interesting. He's eyeing expensive valuables and documents containing secrets, but a surveillance camera up here has eyes on him, so he's going to get caught. The Eight of Swords is such a mood. This is the Queen of Pentacles who's struggling to cope with isolation. She turns to her vices and allows her situation to control her life. Who is this Queen of Pentacles? What was the situation? Oh, this is the Queen of Pentacles. So she expresses herself through fashion. So she's like a fashion designer. And here she's just kind of feeling isolated. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Who are we looking at? Queen of Pentacles. So again, how interesting. Just her life is weighing on her. She needs to like choose a new path. Like she's feeling very stuck, I think. I love this, by the way, so much. Oh, see, I keep forgetting to check the alternate card. Sorry, let's go back a little. Okay, sorry. Okay, Four of Swords. So we have this guy who had just written his song, but he still looks a little bit sad. And then we have, oh, this is super cute. So this looks like this is the Page of Pentacles, and it looks like she was staying up, maybe waiting for a call, and has fallen asleep. So she's taking a bit of a rest, maybe away from social media or away from whatever. I kind of like that better, actually. So maybe I'll swap those out. And then let's go to Eight of Swords, which shows her kind of going down a rabbit hole, versus this card. Interesting. I think this is better with the bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You knew I was going to be a little bit OCD about that. Okay, that really works. I liked seeing her trajectory, but this is probably one of my favorite Ten of Swords, because if you look, who is this? Does it tell us who it is? I wonder if it does. 6, 9. After being subjected to abusive words from her ex, Page of Pentacles reads the text messages pointing out her flaws and insecurities. Oh, this is the one. So this is the Page of Pentacles was along, like, in her younger years, in a relationship with that bad dude. This dude. So this totally speaks to, I think, like narcissistic energy, like abusive, icky energy. And here, after that breakup, so this is presumably before she got in a relationship with the, listen, it's like a soap opera up in here. Before she got in a relationship with the Knight of Cups, here she is. And so the words are trash, you're just crazy, shut up, stop boring me, stupid and so ugly, you can't do anything. Why are you so lazy, worthless, you'll never get it. Like, oh my God, what a poignant Ten of Swords. And I think for anybody who's ever been in a really toxic relationship, that is just, oh, that is some feels. That is exactly, and they're all stabbing her with light. This is so brilliant. Love this. I love this depiction. Okay, then we have our Page of Swords doing her ice skating. Our Knight of Swords doing his skateboarding. Our Queen of Swords doing her judge/lawyering. And then our King of Swords doing his case mystery solving. And then we have our Ace of Pentacles, and here's another place where we had two. The getting the basketball and the claw machine is super cute with the young Knight of Pentacles there, and we can see the start of something in that card, which is super cute. But then here, I do like the hand focusing on what they're doing here. Looks like he's buying flowers for somebody. Let's see what the Ace of Pentacles says. Yeah, enjoying his freedom, King of Pentacles buys flowers to brighten up his home. His card's tap feature allows him to pay in seconds and earn rewards. So King of Pentacles, who is the one that is an actor, if I remember correctly, like a famous actor. That's swords. Yeah, here's the King of Pentacles. So his card's tap feature allows him to pay in seconds and earn rewards. That's hilarious. Yeah, look out for rewards and bonus offers and things like that. So I do like the hand zoom in, but this is pretty great too. I'm not going to get rid of these extra cards because I could see wanting to swap them out later. So that's Ace of Pentacles. Then we have our Two of Pentacles. This is great. We see the King of Wands in action as a chef here, just yelling at his people, like, do it right. His entree's burning and he's holding onto a plate ready to be served. So he's having difficulty. The pressure's rising in the kitchen, right? This is an energy of Two of Pentacles for sure. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. This is freaking great. So our Knight of Cups, who is a bartender, but now I wonder, is this also... See, this has got to be the Knight of Cups also, with the glasses and the hair, being the DJ, which makes sense because he's also the bartender. And here he's doing some mixing while his buddy, the Knight of Pentacles, is actually singing. So we get to find out something new about the Knight of Pentacles, that he has this musical ability as well. And maybe he channels some of that energy when he can't do his basketball into singing, and making music, which is super awesome. And obviously we have this really great collaborative energy going on here, which is amazing. So they're creating something together. Love it. The Four of Pentacles with the saving. This is the Knight of Swords. He's saving up for his first car. Love that for the Four of Pentacles. So this isn't the time for him to spend because he has a bigger goal in mind. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. Oh, to teach her daughter. So there's some typos here. So to teach his daughter financial responsibility, the King of Pentacles, because he's obviously got lots of money, to teach his daughter financial responsibility, the King of Pentacles kicks her out of the house and stops paying her bills. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, wait. Okay, this is really weird. Okay, sorry. So The Queen of Pentacles. Well, that's his, presumably. Oh, no. Okay, so this is a little confusing. I didn't catch this at first. So let's go back to the court cards real quick. Or skip ahead, I guess. So Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, these are not a couple. She's a designer girl. This is her father. She's got a famous dad, and it actually says that in here. It says, having a celebrity father, Queen of Pentacles felt pressured to look and behave her best. Through fashion, she found a way to express herself and rebel against social norms. So what we're seeing in the Five of Pentacles is that her rich daddy has kicked her out and been like, hey, you got to go learn how to survive, basically. So in this card, let's get back to our Five of Pentacles. To teach his daughter financial responsibility, King of Pentacles kicks her out of the house and stops paying her bills. Queen of Pentacles, unprepared, packs a few of her belongings with nowhere to go. So there's this energy of being left out in the cold. There is a lesson here, and she needs to learn how to stand on her own 2 feet and not just rely on daddy for everything. So that's some interesting energy. I just didn't realize they were a father-daughter, king and queen, which is cool because we're playing with the dynamics. We're playing with the energy. Next, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Pentacles, who we know is a singer from the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles? Yeah, showcasing their talents, Knight and Page of Pentacles hit the streets to earn recognition and extra cash. The King of Pentacles passes by to introduce himself and connect them to music producers. So the Pentacles family are not related to one another at all, it seems like. Okay, aha. So we confirm Seven of Pentacles. This is going to be, is this the cop? Is that the King of Pentacles? Or King of Swords? I mean, yeah, King of Swords dedicates his life to serving his country, and a medal of recognition is bestowed on him. He puts his awards on display as a reminder of his dedication. And that is the Queen of Swords, who is the judge, attorney/judge. So Seven of Pentacles as a medal of recognition is bestowed on him. He puts his award on display. This doesn't hit for me with the Seven of Pentacles, because for me, the Seven of Pentacles is sort of more of like an energy of waiting to see how things are going to turn out, of kind of trying to assess or even test a little bit ourselves and see how things are going to go. This doesn't fit with the reward or the award. This feels more like a recognition card, like the Six of Wands, and less like that energy of being at a turning point or needing to wait and see how things are going to turn out. So I don't love that. And there isn't an alternative for this card. So I'm like, oh man. But I mean, curious, what are your thoughts on this as you read this? How would you interpret this with how you perceive the Seven of Pentacles? Let me know in a comment down below. I'd love some other takes on this, because this is the first one I've been like, I don't really feel like I agree with this depiction. But the rest of them so far have been spot on. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. And we see the dedication and the pursuit of excellence with the weightlifting. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. Wait, what? No, it's not. Okay, hold please. That's the Knight of Pentacles. These are clearly not the same dude. So I don't know who this is supposed to be. Maybe they made this image before they decided ultimately on who the Knight of Pentacles was going to be. Because that is just a random dude. That doesn't look like him at all. I don't think. Do you think it's a lighting thing? He definitely looks like a lighter skinned guy, but maybe it's the lighting? Weigh in down below. This is another one I would love your opinion on, because actually when I'm looking at the hair, I'm like, well, maybe? That does not feel like the same guy to me. That does not feel like the same guy to me, but there we are. Let me know what you think. But I do love the dedication to this. The weightlifting would make sense, especially after having learned how to walk again, after having that, or not learned, but having to like build up strength to walk again after the basketball injury. It does track, but it doesn't look like him to me. But maybe it's me. This has got to be our Queen of Pentacles, who has definitely made her way enough to be able to afford her fancy shoes. Yeah, she's not shy to splurge and treat herself well to a shopping spree, it says. This might be while she was still living with daddy, though. Could be. Mind you, that it works better for the meaning of the card if, like, this is what she's built up for herself after moving out on her own and building her own life and her own wealth. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. I love seeing found family in the Ten of Pentacles. And here we have all four pages. Well, actually, no. We have the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. And then we again have the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So these are the two couples that show up throughout the deck, sitting here, and they're at a fireworks show together, which is the cutest thing ever. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, and here we have the last alternate card. So this was the old Page of Pentacles. This is the new one. I am really glad they moved away from this, because this is how she's depicted more throughout the rest of the deck. This feels out of place. But then again, this could be maybe her dressing up and going to a fancy event. I don't know, curious. But I mean, I like this because we see her vocation. We see what she's doing. She's got her paintbrushes and her paint materials. Here she's just kind of like fabric shopping, it looks like, which doesn't track as well with her ultimate story. Maybe they initially were going to have her be the fashion person. I'm not sure. But she ended up being a painter, so this doesn't track as well for that reason either. So then we have our page. Our knight is the basketball player. Our queen, who is the daughter of the king of pentacles. Okay, that was super fun. I'm going to zoom us out. Drink what's left of my coffee here because it's not cold. Oh, well, my ember has finally gone out. That's how I know I've been here a long time. Okay, I finished my coffee. Let's give this a shuffle. This cardstock should shuffle just beautifully. Now that I've taken time to get to know these characters, I'm really excited to work with this deck and see how it reads. So I'm going to do a sample reading. I'm going to do a like super messy, because I don't have the space to do it properly, kind of quick fire Celtic cross, just a general reading for myself and see what comes through. This shuffle is beautiful. It is that rose petal finish. You got to work a little bit to put it back together, but because it feels like that 330 GSM black core, it has a really great snap and bend, and I'm still recovering from a hand injury, and this does not hurt me to shuffle, which is always great. I'm glad I finished this walkthrough too, though, because I can then put this deck into my next member readings, if I can remember to do that. But again, this was a pricey deck. I will say I'm very, very pleased with the decisions made. I love a good storytelling deck, and I think getting to know the characters and seeing them as like in this kind of soap opera-y way feels really fun. It also, I feel like, makes this deck potentially really good for reading interpersonal situations because you have all those dynamics at play, but I think that system works better if you do take the time, like with this video or with your guidebook or whatever, to really get to know what's happening in the cards and build that relationship and that familiarity with it so that you know, okay, who's who, what's happening here, and like you get some of that backstory. And I think that backstory is actually really helpful for this deck in particular, especially because there's so many characters. I mean, you got 16 characters. That's more than the main characters in my favorite soap opera. So just keeping that in mind. So let me do a quick fire messy Celtic cross. And it's not going to look cute because I'm just going to throw cards down. But position number 1 is going to be the center of the issue. Like, what's going on? What is the reading going to be about? The Hierophant. Oh, this is interesting. It's going to be about spirituality, which is very ever-present in my life at this moment. So that makes sense. And what's affecting that for good or for bad? The moon. There's some illusion. There's also some discovery and secrets going on. So we have these different versions of spirituality. This is so on point because, of course, if you really watch a lot of my content, you might have noticed that my spirituality has been sort of shifting and moving in a new direction lately. And a lot of that does connect to this energy of multiple ways of integrating ways of working with deity, different kinds of faith journeys. And then across that, we have the moon as this idea of like, there's still this energy of, for me, discovery. Like there's still so much more lurking beneath the surface and that I'm digging into. And so that really, really tracks for me. And then we have what lies beneath this. So the subconscious level, we have the 9 of Cups. This deep seeking of fulfillment has definitely been at the heart of my spiritual journey lately. Wow, this is going to get so personal so quick. And then for conscious, things I'm probably aware of, we have this makes so much sense, the Page of Wands. There's this energy of like adventure and like seeing where things go that I'm definitely in right now. And it's explorative without a lot of fixation on what the end of it is going to look like. You know, if there's going to be an end, what that's going to feel like. Recent past, we have the Emperor. We're definitely doing some work around masculine divinity and the divine masculine in general, because that is the direction my spirituality has been taking me. And that's been many years in the making. And it's been interesting to see that that's where it's going, but that is where it shifted to. So then the upcoming or the near future energy we have is Judgment. Again, a shift, a level up, stepping into a new path. Again, this is where I'm at. This is echoing so much of my spiritual journey right now. How fascinating. Okay, let's do the shaft, or what is the staff of the Celtic cross. So first we have internal influences, the King of Pentacles. This energy to me is about wanting to feel secure within something, right? That desire for wisdom and knowledge and skill gained through practice and experience. This is definitely what I'm bringing to the table, in the sense that I'm bringing a lot of like personal dedication and energy into my spiritual exploration at this moment. There's a lot more structure around it than there has been in the past, and I'm really benefiting from that. So that's an internal influence. On an external influence side, we have the world. Things are falling into place, and that is so, so, so true. It's like everything I've ever believed is finally sort of coming to this place of wholeness, and that is so on point. Greatest hope, greatest fear, the 9 of Wands. Now, with greatest hope, greatest fear, there's the sense that what you're afraid of is also something that you can that you're hoping for. And there is an element of hoping for the path that is right for me, regardless of what anybody else thinks, and not letting any of that stuff keep me from the spirituality that feels the truest for me in the moment and where I'm at in my life right now. And then we have the key to the outcome, which is the Four of Pentacles. This is all about a relationship with risk. So the Four of Pentacles is an energy of like, do I spend or do I save? Like, is this the time to like hold back, or is this the time to put outward? And I've been in that place of tension about talking about my spiritual path and where it's kind of gone to or where it's heading for a bit now, because it's this whole thing of like, at what point do I share and how much do I share and what am I comfortable with? And like, do I even have enough solid footing under me to be able to accurately express what it is that I've been exploring and how that is evolving for me? And so I'm in this place of tension between risk and safety for sure in that regard. And that ties directly into the Nine of Wands. So now that I've completely called myself out on social media, which is always a good time, I would say that I have zero issues reading with this deck. It flows really nicely for me. Definitely called me out right away. So that's always a good sign that it's going to be a good reader for me. And I'm a little bit surprised. At no point did I look at this deck as I was going through it and really getting lost in the story and the characters. I did not experience anything where I was like, wow, this feels unrelatable because these characters are so young. And that is one of the things that had stopped me initially from picking this up. And I don't think that turned out to be a barrier at all, because this has sort of sucked me into its world in the same way that a television show would, or a good book. It's not like I'm trying to see my personal life reflected in these images. I just want the images to tell the kind of story that will give me a cohesive message. And I think this deck does that really, really, really well. So I'm really, really happy about this, actually. And this was, again, quite iffy. Funny thing is it's totally up my alley. The fact that it took me this long to get it is actually kind of a surprise, but because the colors are great, the cardstock is great. It ticked so many boxes for me, but I think I was just nervous that it wasn't going to ultimately work. So now let me see if I can actually keep it with the guidebook in this bag. I mean, like, I can. The danger of doing this without the box is that it could curl the corners of the book in a little bit, because it's going to hang from my wall like this, because I have a wall rack system. But I think it's going to be fine. I think I do want to keep the book with it for a little bit, because the characters just are really fun to kind of flip back and forth and like remind myself who's who and what they're doing. So I think I'm going to keep that together like that. But this was a win for me. I would love to hear what y'all think down below. As far as I know, you can still pick this up. I will have a link to where I purchased it down below for you. And as always, thank you so much for spending the time. An extra big thank you goes out to my Unicorn Fam channel members. Thank you so much for all your support of the channel. It truly means the world and has made such a difference in what I've been able to do and the work I've been able to put out. So I appreciate you so much. If you're interested in channel membership, you can find more details on that down below. But main highlights are we have a deck study club that we do. So we study a deck over a period of 2 months, typically mass market, so that everybody can participate. And I have a monthly member reading stream that I do for my magical unicorns and up. And Peggy and I have a monthly Self-Worth Saturday. We also do for Badass Unicorns. Those are sort of the main touch points of the membership. And then there's a new series I'm doing with creator chat live streams. My next one is going to be coming up in March. So if you are curious, you can check all the information about that down below. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.